Let you know. Okay. Hi, you guys. If you are watching us live, if you can see us, say hello. I'm here with Kristin from Independence, Missouri. Super excited to have her here. And we are going to celebrate her and her 16-week transformation. As you guys saw in our preview, she lost 40 pounds in 16 weeks. And I'm so thankful, Kristin, that you're here tonight to celebrate your journey and to share your story with others, because as I was sharing with you earlier, this really does inspire people. So comment in the chat here if you're watching us live. If you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. And I'm really, again, thankful for Kristin for being here. And she's going to really share with us a little bit about her journey, the good, the bad, and where she's going from here, and give you guys a little bit of inspiration, her own words of wisdom, because I think you guys have to hear from the source. We in CMW have tremendous coaches, and we can tell you all the benefits of CMW, but I really want people to hear from people, our clients, and what they go through. And if you've seen me before, we've done lots of these interviews, and I really like people to share their stories. And what I love about your story, Kristin, is just like you are someone who is so, giving, like you are a nurse, you take care of people in your family. And, I'm really happy that you got to take care of you on this journey. And I'm really excited to celebrate you tonight. So thank you for joining us. And Kristin, I want you to start with just telling us a little bit about your background and a little bit about your weight loss journey prior to joining CMW.
Sure. So I have I don't know if I'd say I've been really like up and down, but I've kind of been big my entire life. And I did have a phase of losing around 60 pounds whenever I was a lot younger. So I've kind of already been through it before. And I feel like that almost kind of hindered me a little bit, because I had set in my mind that I had to, like, I could do it the same way. And everything was, like, why couldn't I do this again? I did it the first time. What's different, kind of a thing. So I was having a lot of trouble with that mindset wise. I tried a lot of like the regular things, just trying to cut as many calories as possible, trying to cut portions, and trying to be active, but not really having the motivation to probably be as active as I wanted. We talked a lot about like that all or nothing mentality, which I learned I have. Apparently really bad. And so it was really, especially since I was a pretty active person in high school, and it was a steady weight gain. So I just thought, oh, I can go right back in. I can run 2 miles like I did 3 years ago. It's fine. And that's not the case. And so then I would just stop. I tried the whole Noom thing for a while, and it just didn't trigger a lot of the points that I needed. So I tried a few different things, but it just didn't really hit me in the spots that I needed for sustainability, I guess.
Yeah, guys, comment here in the chat if you resonate with anything Kristin just said. Like maybe you tried similar things to what she did, like Noom, for example, or maybe you have been successful in your weight loss journey before. Like she had lost 60 pounds in the past and then went back and tried to do the same thing. Have you tried to go back and do the same thing and it doesn't work? Like I hear this all the time, on different diets or different, what other people do, and then we try it. And I know that can be really frustrating, and I know that's when, Kristin came to us and was looking for something different. So Kristin, tell us a little bit about like your favorite parts of CMW. Like why was it so different for you and why were you successful this time?
Yeah. So one thing that I did remember and felt like I resonated with the first time that I lost a good healthy amount of weight was there was this mental health kind of mindset aspect to it that seemed to trigger something in me to motivate me to do what I needed to do and focus on what I needed to focus on. So initially I was just kind of looking for like a personal trainer, because I have had an issue with like accountability, not as much anymore. But I definitely did, and occasionally still do. But so I was just looking for someone to kind of help me get there, to put in the work. I had the ability to, I just needed that driving force. And So you popped up on Thumbtack, and we had that first initial meeting, and there was just so much talk of mindset, and I was just like, oh yes, yes, this is it. This is exactly like 100%, because I had the tools, essentially, like I had the desire, the willingness, you know, the strength. I could do those things. It was just kind of getting through that mindset piece. And so all of that was really my favorite part. Just getting like new tools, and uh, getting to see my mind change. Like, I realized probably last month that the past month or two, it's been the first time in 7 years that I've worn shorts. That I
Wow.
have consciously chosen to wear shorts, not because, oh, I went on a vacation and I have to, and it's like the worst day of my life. I wanted to wear shorts. So it's been like this whole big mindset change, and like bringing me back to life, giving me more confidence, even though I'm not the size that I want to be, I'm the health that I want to be. And so it's been a really awesome mindset journey. That's really been my favorite part.
I love that. Oh my gosh. And talk about like a huge like non-scale victory, right? Like wanting to wear shorts and not feeling like, oh, it's 100 degrees out, I need to. So comment in the chat, guys, if you felt that way too. Like, I finally want to wear shorts, you know, like I'm excited. And we actually, I was talking to Heather, she's in our CMW community, and she was saying earlier on a call that she wore like, she felt confident in like a bathing suit for the first time in 15 years, you know, just like that kind of confidence. That is priceless, you know, and yes, like you have been super successful. 40 pounds down in 16 weeks is a tremendous accomplishment. But I love how you just like lit up, and your energy around like wearing shorts, like that is like priceless. So I'm so happy you have that. And yeah, like I definitely like to emphasize the importance of mindset in CMW, because again, like especially people who have done so many things like you have, and people watching this now, you know, they struggled for years and they can lose weight and gain it back. Usually it is the mindset that needs the most change, because we can tell you how to eat and how to move. But like, if we're not wrapping our head around it, if we have that all or nothing mindset you talked about, we're perfectionists, we're hard on ourselves, we don't really believe that we can do it, you know, all this self-sabotage. And I remember that conversation, we talked a lot about that. And yeah, and that's how I knew you would be a tremendous fit for CMW, because you were willing to put that work in. And I saw that you were really excited for that. And so that's why I also wanted to share your story, because I really do believe that that's the biggest part of CMW. Everyone watching is like, we will change the way you think about food, the way you think about fitness, and the way you think about yourself and your capabilities. And that's exactly what happened with Kristin. That's why she's here now sharing the story.
Can I touch on that for a second too?
Yeah,
Sorry.
please. Yeah.
So that's another thing, is that I never thought that I would or could get to a point of like having the relationship with food that I do now. And like, I don't know, it's just, it's crazy to me thinking like, it's again kind of like the shorts thing. It's the first time probably ever that I haven't like thought of food, like desired after food, like felt like food was controlling me. It's the first time that I've not been kind of held hostage by my fridge, or, you know, like I still remember I would eat breakfast and immediately think about what I was going to have for lunch, because I was just so excited to get to where I could eat food again. And it's so freeing that I am not like sitting here festering over food anymore. And it's a weird realization that I've had just within like the past 24 hours.
Wow. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That gives me the chills, because again, like that's one of the biggest things we talk about in, you know, our emotional eating support, is like creating a new relationship with food. And that's something that I have to do, and something a lot of our clients have to do. And that's the game changer. That's how like not only do you lose the weight you're looking for, but that's how you can sustain your habits and really truly make this a lifestyle. And I know you came in here looking to create this lifestyle, like you said, like you lost 60 pounds before, like, yeah, but I want a lifestyle. Comment in the chat here, #lifestyle. That's what you're looking for. Or I want to create a new relationship with food. And a lot of people don't really know what that means. And so I want to clarify that here, because what it means to create a new relationship with food is exactly how Kristin worded it, is not letting food control you, or not thinking about food all the time, or food being your source of happiness, of comfort, of just like always on your mind, right? And again, I always say there's 3 purposes to food, culture, fuel, and also joy. Like food should make you happy, but it should not be our only source of happiness. Like I said this to my community that I had like birthday cake for dinner the other day. It was like I had extra birthday cake in my fridge, and like it brought me joy, but like I don't need to have that all the time. But there was a time in my life where I did, or I was always thinking about food. So when you were sharing your story, like I resonate so much with that, and I'm sure there's people watching who do. And you give us the confidence that it's possible to overcome that. And I'm so glad that you did, and you had that realization. And again, that just makes me really happy that this was such a good fit for you. And that's why we do those calls. I want to make sure that anyone coming into CMW understands like the value of what we do, and that this really is like the last thing you'll ever have to do. Do you feel like this is like it for you? Like, exactly what to do moving forward and you're good?
I think so. I mean, there's a part of me that's definitely still cautiously optimistic, just because of the kind of inconsistency I've had in the past, but it does still feel different. And I think it's that aspect that I just mentioned, that I feel like it's kind of like an addiction. And that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm free, like I'm in remission, or, like sober, whatever, but it may just take one thing. But now I feel a lot more confident in knowing that like I have the tools, I have the things that I need to be able to get back if I need to. So I think that's going to make all the difference as well.
Awesome. So yeah, you had obviously a lot of successes on your journey, but I also always like for clients to share like the truth, because not everyone's 16 weeks are perfect. And most people are not. Like in CMW, we do not expect perfection, but we do expect progress. And we make sure that clients are always that supported. So can you tell us a little bit about anything you feel like maybe you struggled with, or were there a couple of weeks where you had some setbacks?
I don't think I really had setbacks so much. And there was like a small plateau for a little bit that kind of messed with me. But that was also, I think, a good cue for me that I was ready for more. And so it kind of just took me then talking to Kesa to realize that, and realize that like I was still in an okay place and doing what I needed to do. I just was ready to do more. And my body was telling me like, you're capable of doing more now. And so that was the main thing that I struggled probably a week or 2 with. Another struggle's always been water. Horrible about water. I did the habit challenge and I did pretty good for like 10 days. And then one day hit me and I was like, oh. Then I did okay a couple more days, but then, so I definitely come back and forth with the water thing. That one's hard. But that's really the main thing, I guess, after finding the consistency. And now that I've changed shifts at work, the consistency thing is kind of my struggle, but I feel confident enough in myself that, and comfortable that I'm going to do the movement, I'm going to do the exercise when I need to, that I'm kind of like, okay, like I'm consistent with other things, but I don't feel like I have to get up every day at 4 a.m. to go work out intensely. I feel comfortable and confident that I'm going to do it because I want to do it.
Right. There you go. I love that. There's no like negativity or like, feeling forced to do something. And again, like that kind of stress, like again, that's going to affect the weight loss journey, and I'm glad that you didn't have that and you don't have that. And yeah, that's how you're going to continue to move forward and be successful on this journey. And one last question I have for you, and I'm sure everyone watching this would love to hear this, like those people who are on the weight loss journey or are considering starting or don't know where to start or feel like they don't know they don't have that confidence in themselves, maybe that they can be as successful as you. What's one piece of advice that you would give to anyone on this journey?
So I kind of thought about it, and the first thing that came to my head when you like reviewed that question with me earlier today, I realized a lot of it was like you have to let go of a lot of expectation and judgment and just be really open. And I feel like I've learned that with mental health in general. I'm pretty passionate about mental health. And I learned with this, it's really, really similar that like I just had to be okay with being that person that people may look at as weird because I'm at a wedding and I'm not taking everything from the buffet because it's there, or I'm only instead of having both an alcoholic beverage and a cupcake, I'm just having one or the other, or taking my food to a family dinner instead of eating what they have because it's not what I think is healthy for my body at this moment, kind of a thing. So I think you just have to be really open to be, doing things that may be looked at as weird or different because everybody else around you isn't doing that same thing. And a lot of it was expectations that I had to get through, and being patient with yourself, just cutting out all the judgment and just being completely open with yourself.
I love that. I think that is some of the best advice that we could give, because I know even people like within CMW, like you just shared, like they are nervous of being judged. And I think that's why a lot of people are nervous about changing their eating habits in general, because they don't want to be different from people around them, their family, their friends. They don't want to like be the outcast or ask for specific things. Comment in chat if that's you guys, because I think that's such a good point. And that's actually something we talk about in CMW. It's like, well, how do we navigate those waters? Like, what do you say if someone makes a comment about you? Like, how do you handle that kind of negativity? Because we can do all the positive mindset work we want, but there's always going to be what I call haters. There's always going to be people who are judging you, even if you're not doing anything to offend them. Like, you can't control other people's thoughts. The only person's thoughts you can control are your own. And this is what Kristin is saying, like letting go of expectations. Like, we do not expect other people to understand or be on board. But what we are 100% confident in is what is best for us, right? And what happens is we become these leaders. We become the inspiration. And this is what I mean by Kristin is this inspiration now, and she is staying in her own lane and she's doing what's good for her and letting go of the fear of judgments. Because like what she was saying earlier is interesting, because sometimes when we are our toughest critics, right, we oftentimes are also really affected by other people's judgment, right? So we're harsh on ourselves and then we take other people's words, and we kind of have to let go of all the noise and just kind of surrender to the process and trust the process. And that's what you did. And look at you. I'm so happy for you. And that's a really, really good piece of advice. Comment if that's helpful for you guys. Like, say thank you, Kristin. I really think that's great advice. And this is something I share a lot in CMW. And yeah, like I think, I know like I've been out and I'll eat differently than my friends or family sometimes, but like, guys, like if they're really your true friends or family, like, are they going to be really mean to you? Like, come on. So, and if they are, like how can we navigate that? I mean, we teach that in the program. So you guys, Kristin, I want to thank you for sharing your story. I'm actually going to check the Facebook page real quickly because I didn't do a very good job of checking for comments. But yeah, guys, if you are interested in learning more about Create My Weight, and if you want to create a success story just like Kristin did, you've been through all these different diets and you finally know like really what you need to be successful. Maybe it's your mindset. and changing the way you think about yourself, you think about food, and dealing with judgment. This is what we do in the program. And I encourage you to schedule a call just like Kristin did. We talked online just like this, and we knew it would be a good fit. And here she is 18 weeks later. And she's glowing. I love it, and she's set. So if you're ready for this, I encourage you to schedule a call, createmyweight.com/apply. And we'll talk strategy. We'll talk about where you've been, where you want to be, and the best way to get you there. And we'll tell you if CMW is a good fit. And if it's not, then what's a better strategy for you? Okay. I just want to make sure you have a game plan no matter what. But as we said before with Kristin, she knew this was a good fit for her. And here she is now. So again, Kristin, thank you so much for joining us. Wait, I am going to check the Facebook page and see, because oftentimes we have CMW alumni or clients, they'll give you comments and shout outs. And, we really do have a supportive community. And so, we got Karen on. Great advice, Karen said. So thank you, Karen. I know she's been considering her weight loss journey for a little bit. So Kristin, again, girl, thank you so much for taking time of your day. And I look forward to hearing more about your journey and keeping in touch with us. And, we always say, once you're part of the CMW family, you're always part of the family. We have a great support team. She mentioned Kisa, one of our mindset coaches. Danielle's our dietitian. Pip is one of our chefs. And then I do all of the things, So again, thank you for sharing your story. And if you're interested in booking a call with us, createmyweight.com/apply. All right, Kristin, thank you so much. We'll be in touch soon. And everyone else, have a good Tuesday. And we'll be back soon with another interview. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Kristin. Bye.